my name is Alyssa and welcome to my channel. If you are just now joining us for meal prep, welcome. We are on day 4 and we are talking all about meal prepping your lunch and or dinner. I like to lump these two meals together because I personally find that lunch and dinner are very interchangeable. Sometimes I will make something for dinner, take it for leftovers for lunch, vice versa. So we are lumping them all together and I'm going to show you how to make 3 amazing vegan meal prep recipes that taste delicious, are super healthy, and can be made at least 3 to 4 days ahead of time. So meal prep week has been amazing so far. Like I said, we are on day 4, but if you have not watched any of the other videos and you're just now checking in and tuning in, I've linked the playlist down for you below so you can watch all of the other videos in this series so far. The other thing that I want to mention is that at the end of this week, we are actually going to be releasing a meal prep program, and it's going to really be designed to help make meal prep a more integral part of your everyday routine. So we are going to show you how to meal prep. We're going to give you tons of tips, strategies, recipes, meal plans, everything like that, all in the hopes that this will save you time, save you money at the grocery store, and save you a ton of stress. So if you are interested in learning more about the program, I have a waitlist link in the description box below. That waitlist is going to be the first group of people that gets access to this program. They will also get a special discount code. So they will be able to save a little bit of money on the program, and they will also be able to get it before anyone else does. So if you're interested in signing up for that, it's totally free. You just enter your name and email down below, and you'll get added to the list. Of course, I have also included all of the recipe links for you in the description box below, so make sure to check that out if you want the full ingredients, instruction lists, everything like that. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today's video. We're gonna start with making our BLT wraps. So we're gonna make my Smoky Tempeh. I've actually showed you guys how to do this before, so I don't necessarily need to walk you through step by step. I will link that recipe down in the description box, but we are basically just tossing some cubed up tempeh with some seasonings and then baking it until it's nice and crispy. And I like to use liquid smoke to give it like kind of a bacony flavor, which is where we're gonna get our BLT. And then once you kind of bake it until it's nice and crispy, we can go on and assemble our wraps. So for meal prep purposes, I actually like to keep all of the components separate, and then you can just wrap it up day of. So we're gonna use a tortilla, and you can spread it with whatever spread you want. I actually like to use vegan cream cheese here because it gives it like a really nice creaminess and it has a little bit more flavor than regular mayo. So I'm going to do a layer of that, and then I'll top it with some sliced up tomato. Of course, add in some of that smoky bacon-ish tempeh, and then we'll do a big handful of lettuce. And I like to use romaine here. It gives it a really nice crunch without affecting the flavor, and you'll see when I open it up, it also makes it really pretty. And then you can just wrap it up like a burrito. I would recommend that you find a tortilla that is sturdy enough to hold a lot of fillings. You can see here mine are breaking a little bit. It's probably because it just wasn't warm enough. So just wrap it up like a burrito, and then you can either take it as is or you can slice it up. I like to slice mine in half, and I eat them basically just like a wrap. And here is the gorgeous inside. This wrap is so good. It tastes like a BLT sandwich. It's creamy, it's crunchy, it's got juiciness from the tomato, and it's really healthy, packed with protein, high in fiber, and so yummy. Next, we'll make our Mexican stuffed sweet potatoes. We're gonna start by baking our sweet potatoes. So use 2 sweet potatoes, and then I use a fork to just do some pinpricks in it, and that just helps it cook more evenly, helps it vent a little bit. And then pop these potatoes in a 375-degree oven for about 45 minutes until they are fork or knife tender. While you are baking those up, we are gonna make the filling. So you're gonna add some olive oil into a pan, along with some chopped up red onion and some chopped up bell pepper, and then just saute this together until those are soft and the onions are semi-translucent. To that, you'll add the rest of your filling. So we're doing some frozen corn, also some quinoa and some black beans, and again, just mix that together, just saute it until basically everything cooks through. In terms of seasonings, we are going to do 2 teaspoons of chili powder. as well as some cumin and some sea salt, and just toss this all together until everything's coated and combined, and that's your filling. This actually is really good, like on top of romaine as a salad too, but we're gonna put it into our sweet potatoes. So when the sweet potatoes are done, just remove them and you can just slice them in half and then kind of mash down the center a little bit so that it can really hold that quinoa filling. Then top each of the sweet potatoes with a generous helping of filling and move on to your toppings. So our toppings today are hot sauce, tahini, which is kind of my sour cream replacement, and of course mashed avocado. You can't have Mexican food or Mexican flavored food without avocado, in my opinion. So I topped each with some mashed avocado, and then I sprinkled it, of course, with the cilantro. Such a good combo, so yummy, really easy to make, and you can totally have these for meal prep. You can reheat them in the microwave, heat them up in the oven. They taste really good. They're also actually pretty good cold, and I just like to have a half of these with like a little side salad as my lunch or dinner. They're filling, they've got protein, fiber, all the good stuff that you need, and they taste really yummy, and they're just like also really pretty. So I really like eating pretty food. And then our final recipe is going to be some peanut tofu quinoa bowls. We're going to start with our quinoa. So I like to cook quinoa for this recipe with some ginger, a little bit of tamari, water, and coconut milk. It just gives it a really nice flavor and adds a little bit of depth to the dish. So then just add all of those things in and cook your quinoa like you normally would. Bring it to a boil, simmer it for about 15 minutes. And while the quinoa is cooking, you can make your sauce. The sauce base is peanut butter. And then you'll also add some almond milk just for creaminess and some lime juice, a little bit of sriracha, some tamari, and just whisk it all together until it's nice and smooth. It'll probably thicken up as you whisk, so you're going to want to add a little bit more almond milk or water, 1 tablespoon at a time to get the right consistency. You're looking for something that's kind of like a dressing that you can kind of drizzle but also has some texture so you can toss the tofu in it. So that's what we're going to do now is we're going to use 1 block of tofu, and you're just going to chop it up and add it into a bowl. And you'll add half that sauce / dressing on top of the tofu, stir it all together, and then we are going to bake this until it's crispy. So you're going to just bake it in the oven. You might want to turn it around like halfway through, just like flip the little things over just so that they get nice and crispy all the way around. And I find that this takes about 30 minutes, but you might want to just like keep an eye on it. Another trick also that you saw is that you want to just kind of evenly spread them out on the pan so that they aren't too close or touching or overlapping. Once your tofu and quinoa are both ready, we can assemble our bowls. So you'll do a scoop of quinoa and your tofu, and then you'll also do some shredded carrots, some shredded cabbage, a little bit of scallions, and some cilantro. And for meal prep purposes, you honestly can do this all in one container, and you can just add the sauce on day of, and you'll still have like a great bowl. I like to heat this up in the microwave, and then I'll drizzle the sauce on top. I'll bring like a little jar of sauce with me. And then to finish things off, I like to sprinkle them with hemp seeds and some black sesame seeds. Totally optional, just makes it look pretty. But this will definitely keep in your fridge for 3 to 4 days, and it tastes so good. It's kind of like an Asian-inspired, pad thai-ish, peanutty, kind of spicy, really delicious bowl. Definitely one of my favorite recipes. And of course, you can find the link down below and get the full recipe over on the blog. And there you have it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed today's recipes. Can't wait to see what you end up making. My personal favorite is probably the sweet potatoes. They are so good. And they are just like such a great way to get in a ton of complex carbohydrates and protein. Love it. So make sure to share a photo with me on Instagram if you end up making any of them. You can tag @simplyquinoa or you can use #simplyquinoa. And like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, if you want to get your name added to our meal prep program waitlist, there is a link down below. You can add your name and email. That will add you to the list. You don't have to do anything else. As a thank you, you will also get access to a free printable, which has a empty kind of printable meal plan chart as well as a shopping list. And of course, I have linked all the recipes, all of the videos, all that good stuff for you down below. So everything you need is in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's video. I will see you tomorrow, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. Bye, guys.